Hey there, Trigger Happy Gamers and Carpal Tunnel Survivors. 2025 has a lot of FPS coming out and it's time to shoot. Northern England lies in ruins, shattered by a nuclear disaster that has left the land scarred and its people broken. Atomfall is inspired by the real-life wind-scale disaster. This reimagined tale unfolds 5 years after the fallout, where the remnants of society clings to life in a quarantine zone filled with danger, mystery, and the unknown. From the creators of Sniper Elite and Zombie Army, Rebellions deliver harrowing experience that challenge you to explore, scavenge, craft, and barter your way through a landscape that is treacherous and breathtaking. The British countryside, with its rolling green hills and quaint villages, hides a darker truth. Cult-controlled ruins, shadowy government agency, unravel the chilling secrets of Atomfall through a player-driven narrative where every decision carries weight. Piece together the truth by exploring the environment, engaging with bizarre characters, and battling rogue factions. The story is a tapestry of interwoven threads, some whispering in hushed tones, others buried deep within the arid earth. What exactly happened in the wake of the disaster? The lance, the answer lies in your hands. In these unforgiving worlds, survival is a constant struggle. Scavenge for scarce resources, craft makeshift weapons, and barter with desperate survivors to stay alive. Every bullet counts, every scrap of food matters, and every encounter could mean the difference between life and death. Doom: The Dark Ages is a brutal prequel to the legendary Doom 2016, and Doom Eternal. This is where the legend of the Doomslayer begins, a tale of unrelenting rage, blood-soaked battlefield, and a war against the infernal force of hell itself. Forge your path through a grim medieval world where every swing of your blade and every blast of your gun echoes with the fury of a man who has nothing left but his vengeance. You are the ultimate weapon, forged by gods and kings to tear through the armies of the damned. Wield the iconic super shotgun, a demon's worst nightmare, and unleash new instruments of destruction like the brutal shield saw, a weapon that chews through bone and flesh with savage precision. This is not just a battle. This is a visceral, bone-crunching war where every demon you slay brings you closer to becoming the nightmare that hell fears the most. Welcome to the wild, untamed chaos of Borderlands 4, the latest explosive chapter in Gearbox Software legendary looter-shooter saga, set to drop on September 23, 2025. Prepare to dive into the seamless, high-tech yet lo-fi world of chaos, where 4 brand new world hunters lead a rebellion against the Timekeeper, a sharp-dressed dictator hell-bent on perfect order. Armed with billions of guns, a sleek grappling hook, and the serious, signature irreverent humor, you'll tear through enemies solo or with up to 3 friends in co-op glory. Ignite a resistance and blast your way through mechanical monstrosity, bloodthirst bandits, and vicious beasts. Amass an arsenal of death-dealing firepower to wreak havoc as you tear your way across chaos. With no loading screen to slow you down and fresh movement mechanics like sliding and double jumps, Borderlands 4 promises a treasure-hunting, bullet-spraying adventure that's as unpredictable as addictive. Get ready to dive back into the chaos, because Killing Floor 3 is back, and it's gearing up to unleash its 3rd wave of co-op carnage, and it's shaping up to be the bloodiest, most adrenaline-pumping chapter yet. A grim future 70 years after the event of Killing Floor 2, where the sinister megacorporation Orzyne has doubled down on its twisted experiments, unleashing a new legion of bioengineer abomination called Zed. The core formula remains intact. Team up with 5 friends, or go alone if you got the guts, and survive wave after wave of increasingly vicious Zeds, earning cash to upgrade your arsenal and sharpening your skills. But this isn't just more of the same, it's Killing Floor cranked up to 11. The maps are deadlier than ever, a fresh focus on verticality and movement that will keep you on your toes. The Zeds aren't playing around either, they evolved smarter, faster, and more brutal. They'll climb walls, ambush you from above, and even teleport if you're unlucky enough to face against bosses like the Queen. Unrecorded, a tactical shooter that blurs the line between game and narrative, isn't just your run and gun experience. It's a descent into a world of moral ambiguity, complex characters, and earth-pounding tension. Drawing inspiration from the best detective novels and psychological thrillers, Unrecord challenges you to unravel a web of criminal cases where every decision carries weight and every shot could change the course of the story. With its innovative gameplay mechanics, Unrecord pushes the boundary of the genre. The free aiming system delivers unparalleled precision, blending authentic aim down sights mechanics with fluid, unrestricted and movement. Combat is unforgiving, a die and retry dance where every move matters. There is no room for error, forcing you to think tactically, adapt quickly, and carve out your own path to survival. Sand is an open-world PvE extraction shooter, where the remnants of a shattered planet beckon the brave and the ruthless. Here amidst the endless dunes of the post-apocalyptic wasteland, you pilot a colossal mechanical walker known as tramplers, towering behemoths that are your lifelines, your fortress, and your weapon in a world where survival is earned through cunning, firepower, and sheer will. Outmaneuver rival scavenger, outwit the hostile environment, and outgun the undead remnants of a fallen civilization as you explore, loot, and fight to extract the precious resources that will secure your legacy as the most feared pirate to ever roam the sands. Your Trampler is more than a machine, it's your mobile stronghold, and your shield against the relentless dangers of Sophie. Wait, is that the name of the planet? Or the developer ex-girlfriends? I have no idea, but regardless, those mechanical titans are expression of survival, designated to carry you across the dunes, store your hard-won spoils, and unleash devastation upon anybody foolish enough to stand in your way. In Phantom Line, you are part of an elite Spec Ops unit shrouded in secrecy. You are the blade that cuts through the darkness, the shadow that hunts the impossible. Your mission? To confront anomalies, grotesque, reality-defying phenomena that defy explanation and threaten to unravel the very fabric of existence. But something has gone terribly wrong. Deep in the Iron Corridor, a fractured region of Eastern Europe where geopolitical tensions simmer and paranormal activity, your mission is clear. Infiltrate the facility, secure the perimeter, and uncover the truth. But this is not your ordinary hope. The Iron Corridor is a hellscape where law, physics twist and break. You and your team are humanity's last line of defense. The clock is ticking, the stakes are apocalyptic. The Iron Corridor is a hostile wasteland where every resource is precious and every decision could mean life or death. Scavenge, improvise, and adapt. Craft weapons from scraps, cook wild game to keep your strength up, and stay one step ahead of the horror that haunts you. The Outer Worlds 2 is a first-person shooter sci-fi RPG. Clear your schedules, cancel your plans, and prepare to dive headfirst into a universe, crewmates, cutting-edge weaponry, and terrifying enemies, all set in a brand new colony that is mysterious and dangerous. Every decision you make, every strength you wield, every flaw you embrace, and every faction you align will shape the destiny of minions. No pressures, right? Arcadia is a powder keg ready to explode. The Protector's benevolent rule is challenged by a zealous religion rebellion, a ruthless corporate invasion. Meanwhile, destructive rifts are spreading like wildfire, and every faction is scrambling to control or close them for their own gain. Travel diverse zones, uncover secrets in the colony shadows past, and decide the fate of a system teetering on the brink of annihilation. Will you be its savior or its doom? This is your story, and you write it your way. Customize your characters with abilities and choices that reflect your unique playstyles. Whether you're a silver diplomat, a tactical genius, a chaos-loving renegade, or just someone who likes to smash things and ask questions never, the colony will react to your every move. No hero travels alone. Recruit a ragtag band of companions, each with their own quirks, backstories, and ambitions. Let's hope they're good because, yeah. Will you help them achieve their dreams or twist their loyalty to serve your own goals? Your influence will shape their growth or their demise, making them an integral part of the story you craft together. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is gearing up to be the triumphant return of Samus Aran, the galaxy's most iconic bounty hunter in a first-person action adventure that fans has been clamoring for since its tantalizing reveal at E3 2017. Crafted by the seasoned hands of Retro Studios and published by Nintendo, this long-awaited sequel is set to blast onto the Nintendo Switch in 2025. This fourth mainline entry in the Metroid Prime series arrives nearly 2 decades after the trilogy capping Metroid Prime 3 Corruption graced the Wii in 2007. The gameplay stays true to Prime DNA, immersive exploration, mind-bending puzzles, and adrenaline-fueled combat with their trusty power beam and missile launcher, all viewed through the first-person lens that defined the series. The story is poised to pick up where Metroid Prime 3 Corruption left, plunging players back into Samus' relentless battle against cosmic threats. I am very excited about this one. Mouse PI for Hire is a hard-boiled, noir-drenched first-person shooter that plunges you into a shadowy world where the ink-stained streets of Mouseburg are as treacherous as they are twisted. Inspired by the chaotic charm of 1930s cartoon, the game monochromatic hand-drawn rubber hose animation style and sultry retro jazz soundtrack are painstakingly crafted using the techniques of the era. Step into the scaffold show of private investigator Jack Pepper, a war hero turned gumshoe, and uncover the dark secrets of a city overrun by crooks, mobsters, and things that go squeaky in the night. I have no idea what that is. Why did I wrote this? Well, okay, it's too late now, I already recorded. But beware, this isn't just another case. What starts as a simple missing person gig barrels into a labyrinth of murder, corruption, and conspiracy that could bring the entire city to its knees. Pepper isn't your average detective, he's a mouse with a past. I'm cringing, I'm sorry, viewer. I'm sorry. I am sorry. It looks like a cool game with a large arsenal of weapons, and I will absolutely play this one, and you should probably do it as well. Step into the chaos and become an unstoppable force in Splitgate 2, the groundbreaking free-to-play shooter where portals redefine the rules of combat. This isn't just another shooter, it's a portal shooter. It's a battlefield where strategy meets speed and your ability to outthink and outmaneuver your enemy is the key to victory. Team up with allies, customize your arsenal, and own your portaling skills to dominate in a pool-spanning showdowns that will leave you breathless. Or at least we hope so. Here the action is faster, the stakes are higher, and the portal gun is your ultimate weapon. Bend space to your will, outflank your enemies with precision and defy gravity to pull off mind-blowing aerial takedown. Every match is a test of skill, creativity, and teamwork. But the action doesn't stop there. Prepare for the ultimate test in the first multi-team mayhem mode, where 24 players clash in an all-out war across a large new map. Chaos reigns as teams fight for dominance, and every portal, every shot, and every move could mean the difference between triumph and defeat. This is Splitgate 2, where the rules of combat are rewritten and the thrill of victory is just a portal away. If you do not like Portal, maybe you should avoid this game. I don't know, maybe I kinda gave this away. Get ready to lock and load because Battlefield 6 is storming your credit card and it's shaping up to be the explosive return to the form that fans have been craving. Or at least Electronic Arts says so. Set into the near future between 2027 and 2030, the game throws players into a high-stake global conflict where a rogue private military force squares off against NATO. Oh my god, Amazon, this is our future. I can't wait to fight for Amazon against NATO. The single-player campaign promises a gripping narrative where multiplayer is poised to deliver the chaotic large-scale warfare the series is known for, but with a fresh coat of polish. EA isn't playing around this time, I know they always say this, but after the rocky launch of 2042, the studio has gone into overdrive, putting Battlefield 6 through near-daily playtest and even enlisting thousands of fans through Battlefield Labs program to fine-tune the pre-alpha build. The result? A linear, meaner experience that's all about quality over quantity. I swear to God, I'm not paid by Electronic Arts yet. Gone are the bloated 128-player matches. Instead, Battlefield 6 is scaling back to 64-player for tighter, more focused battle. The beloved class system is making a triumphant return, and the structurable environment are back in full force, promising a kind of jaw-dropping level-the-map moments that made the franchise a household name. Judas is an ambitious first-person shooter from Ghost Story Games. It's poised to land on pretty much every single platform except the Switch and Stadia. Does Stadia still exist? Well, never mind. Helmed by Ken Levine, the creative force behind Bioshock, this single-player narrative-driven adventure has been shimmering since its 2022 reveal at the Games Awards, promising a blend of immersive storytelling and atmospheric dread. Set aboard the Mayflower, a crumbling starship ferrying humanity remnants to Proxima Centauri, you play as Judas, not the guy in... what the damn is her name? I'm having a stroke. What is her name? Like she sang Poker Face and she made a song about that. Ah yes, Lady Gaga, sorry. A troubled figure whose rebellion against a machine-controlled society sparked a revolution. The game world is a dystopian pressure cooker. Citizens are groomed to snitch and shred each other over minor slip-ups. With three key figures, Tom, Nefertiti, and Hope, pulls the string with clashing vision for humanity's futures. Divine signature shines through its narrative Legos concept, hinting at a story that reshaped itself based on your choices, offering replayability or offering multiple endings. Trailer teased fast-paced gameplay with a Avid Unreal Engine-powered aesthetics. I mean, it's not like everything is running on Unreal Engine already. I don't know why this must be a selling point now. I tell you, oh, there are no loading screen in game anymore. Yes, you just need to wait 10 minutes for preparing shaders when you boot anything. Alara Prime is a free-to-play competitive tactical first-person shooter where strategy, teamwork, and cunning reign supreme. Choose your class, arm yourself with cutting-edge gadgets, and master your surrounding to outplay, outthink, and outlast your opponents. With its unique 3-team format, Alara Prime transmission mode redefines the rules of engagement, forcing players to adapt, betray, or seize the perfect moment to strike. Will you dominate the battlefield, or will you fall victim to a well-timed ambush? In transmission mode, 3 teams of 4 clash in a high-stakes struggle for control of an uplink. One team defend while the other to attack, creating a dynamic and unpredictable battlefield. Each round, a new team takes on the defender role from a different side on the map. Will you forge temporary alliances, focus on objective, or bide your time to strike when your enemy is least expected? Victory is never guaranteed, except losing. That one always comes for free. Arnold is back as you step into the shattered remnants of a world on the brink of extinction in this gripping survival open world experience set into the iconic Terminator universe. Whether you go it alone or team up in co-op, you lead a desperate group of survivors into the harrowing aftermath of Judgment Day, 4 years after the bombs fell and Skynet machine turned Earth into a graveyard. As you emerge from the shadow of a crumbling shelter, your mission is clear: rebuild, resist, and survive in a world that wants you dead. The machines are relentless, cold, calculating, and unstoppable. They hunt you down without mercy, driven by single purpose, the total annihilation of humanity. Every step you take, every resource you scavenge, and every decision you make could mean the difference between life and death. The usual survival stuff: scour the wasteland for resources, intel, survivors, fortify your base of operation, and yeah, pretty much it's a Terminator game. I don't know what else I'm supposed to tell you about this game, to be honest. Wandering Wolf is an upcoming first-person shooter. It is slated to bring its survival action Chaos to Steam in 2025. Set in a ravaged world torn up by a civil war, drops players into a hard fantasy universe where society is fractured and survival hinges on battling both monstrous foes and merciless environment. You will face against creature and natural threats in a setting that blends dark fantasy with a palpable sense of despair. Built with workshop support in mind, in case you do not know. I'm talking about Steam Workshop, so it means mods. Pioneer, it's an open-world MMO first-person shooter that blends the eerie remnants of Soviet-era architecture with the desolate beauty of a post-apocalyptic island. With over 50 square kilometers of sprawling, untamed wilderness, plus hidden dungeons awaiting to be undercovered, Pioneer invites you to explore a land steeped in mystery, danger, and echoes of a forgotten past. In Pioneer, realism reigns supreme. Forget health bars and character level. Here, survival hinges on your wits, reflexes, and your ability to buy cheats on a website. Oh no, sorry. The game seamlessly waves together dynamic PvE and PvP elements, creating gameplay experience that is unpredictable as it is thrilling. Whether you're battling mutated horrors, forging alliance with charismatic faction, or facing off active rival players into the treacherous Shadowlands. Really, Shadowlands. I mean, okay, I'm sorry, I don't want to kick on the poor dev. Every decision you make shapes your destiny. No, but really, Shadowlands. You literally can go on Google and Google synonyms on the Thesaurus for shadows and lands, and probably you can come up with something more. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. Wander through a hauntingly beautiful landscape where Soviet-era relics stands as silent as gone wrong. From overgrown forest to crumbling industrial complex, every corner of Pioneer's world is dripping with atmosphere begging to be explored. Pioneer is a playground for the daring. Take on PvE missions to test your mettle against the island's horror, or dive into PvP arenas where only the strongest survive. For those who crave variety, mini games like fishing and casino games offer a chance to unwind or gamble it all. ExeKiller is a first-person action adventure where every decision carves your path through a brutal, multi-choice narrative. Set into a dystopian alternate reality, the world of ExeKiller is a haunting vision of Earth's demise, a once thriving planet now reduced to a barren, sun-scorched desert. Humanity clings to survival in the shadow of this cataclysmic disaster, and you, a bounty hunter in service of the omnipotent corporation of Ilion, are thrust into a web of power, betrayal, and self-discovery. The game unfolds across a semi-open world, a vast interconnected expanse of desolation and danger. At its earth lies a central hub, a fragile bastion of civilization amidst the chaos. From here you'll venture into smaller, scattered locations, each separate by treacherous stretches of desert, filled with environment hazard, sandstorms, roving bands of bandits, and the ever-present threats of the elements. The world is unforgiving, but it's also alive, reacting to your choices and evolving as you progress. It feels, come on, I really doubt that, oh, look, I killed a bandit, here comes a surprise sandstorm. But it's the premise of this game looks kind of decent in my opinion. Retro-futuristic technology and aesthetics give you a 1970s Western. The warm, earthy tones of orange and brown dominate the landscape, evoking a sense of nostalgia and desolation. The HUD is very minimalistic. It will keep you immersed, or at least we hope so. The story is supposed to follow a linear structure, however, it will feature branching paths and solutions to problems. Swat Commander isn't just another tactical shooter. It's a high-stakes simulation that demands precision, strategy, and nerves of steel, drawing inspiration from real-world operation and the gritty history of tactical warfare. SWAT Commanders plunges you into the heart of chaos, where a split decision means the difference between victory and catastrophe. You're not just calling the shot from a safe distance, you are in the thick of it, leading them from the front. Your squad is a well-oiled machine, training to follow your command, but also sharp enough to adapt to the unpredictable case of the battlefield. I really hope that the artificial intelligence of the squad is good, otherwise this game is gonna be a disaster, frankly. Like, there is no other way around it. From hostage rescues in crumbling offices building to high-stakes raids on fortified gang hideouts, every mission is a pulse-pounding test of your tactical prowess. You'll face robberies gone wrong, gang wars erupting into the streets, and even the eerie silence of a sprawling, abandoned mansion hiding unspeakable dangers. Wherever you're tackling those missions solo with AI teams or teaming up with friends, it's probably better. At least I hope that your friends are better than bots. Gear up your squad with precision. Each member's loadouts must reflect their role, whether they're breaching doors or as an assault specialist, providing cover as a defensive anchor, or offering critical support as a medic or tech expert. Study the intel, memorize the layout, and plan your approach. Oh no, Jeff Bezos has been shot. Oh no, never mind. The death of the world's wealthiest CEO sends shockwaves through the global elite. Cutthroat conglomerates descend like vultures, eager to carve up his empire. In this ruthless world, power is measured in blood and bullets. You will enter mercs, the hub that let rival tycoons hire private mercenaries as armies as easily as ordering a pizza. This is our future, and yeah, sounds exciting, right? Tinder, but for warfare. War is no longer fought by nations, it's waged by corporations, and the battlefield is everywhere. But standing in their way is Rogue Point, an elite, independent, vigilant squad hell-bent on dismantling the warfare Tinder machine. Dive into high-stake campaigns where tactical brilliance meets explosive action. Assemble your team, gather intel, and strike with precision against the deadliest mercenaries money can buy. But beware, the apex of mercs, merc forces, the infamous 5 stars mercenaries awaits you. Kinda clever that you make the final enemy something that is present in gacha games, but okay. FBC Firebreak is a cooperative first-person shooter that thrusts you into the heart of a mysterious federal agency under siege by force beyond your comprehension. As the years-long assault on the Bureau headquarters reached its crescendo, only Firebreak, the agency's most elite and adaptable unit, has the firepower, ingenuity, and sheer audacity to dive headfirst into the building's most bizarre catastrophes. restore order, and fight their way back from the edge of oblivion. Team up with friends or brave strangers to form a crack squad, paranormal problem solvers. In this 3-player co-op FPS, survival depends on Razor's sharp reflexes, unshakable teamwork, and the ability to Google. Sorry, to adapt to the unpredictable. From rogue dimensional rifts to rampaging entities, every crisis demands quick thinking, creative solutions. Use your unique skills, improvise with whatever at hand, and work together to turn the tide against the unknown. Choose your weapon, load out on specialized tools, grenades, and support items, and enhance your arsenal with paranormal augments that bend the rule of reality. In a world where humanity's last survivors are imprisoned within the colossal crumbling vault known as the Mother Hub, you must descend into its forsaken depths to uncover the cure for the blight that consumes them. But be aware, the lower levels are graveyard of horror, and only the strongest, smartest, or most desperate will survive. The deeper you go, the more the hub's secrets will claw at your sanity. Will you emerge as humanity's saviors or become another nameless victim swallowed by the darkness? The creatures that haunt the Mother Hub are not just monsters, they're abomination, twisted by time, evolution, and something far more sinister. They're hunters, born to the hub decay, and they hunger for you. Every shadow hides a predator, every echo carries the sound of the gnashing teeth. You will fight, you will bleed, and they will kill you. And you will kill them, or you will die. The choice is yours, bath in blood, or let them feast on yours. The lore seems to be interesting, let's hope it's good. In the untamed primal world of Dinos Reborn, unleash your inner dinosaur hunter. This isn't just a game. Actually, it is just a game, but yeah. You will fight for survival where every decision could mean the difference between triumph and becoming a prehistoric predator's next meal. Clock is ticking, and hesitation is a luxury you cannot afford. One wrong move and you'll go from hunter to hunted in the blink of an eye. Dinos Reborn throws you into the sprawling sci-fi infused open world filled with danger and wonder. This planet, overrun by ferocious dinosaurs, is as breathtaking as it is deadly. But don't let its beauty fool you. Every shadow hides a threat, every step could be your last. Survival isn't just a goal, it's a relentless battle against the odds. Customization is key. Tailor your weapons to fit your hunting style with silencers, grip scopes, and more. The ultimate tool of survival and turning the tables on the predator stalking you. Your weapon isn't just a tool, it's your lifeline. PIONER is a first-person PvE horror shooter where every match is a 30 minutes descent into chaos, pitting two wildly different teams against each other in a battle for survival. Deep beneath the quiet streets of a small town in central Ukraine lies a place where the unknown was once studied, dissected and contained, built in the shadows of the Soviet Union collapse. The Pine Grove complex was once a beacon of paranormal research. Now it's a graveyard, but something inside is still alive, something hungry. Every match begins with two teams, only one will live alive. Beyond there is a brutal tug of war between operators and morphs for control of the Pine Grove complex. Operators starts on the offensive, pushing deep into the facility to locate the next and secure generator for critical resources. Think about this as an objective-based match shooter. But time is their enemy. The longer they search, the more bodies fall, and every corpse feeds the morphs, making them stronger and faster and more lethal. Fail to burn the bodies or destroy the nest, and the tide turns. The morphs go on the attack, dragging their nest into the heart of the operator's defenses, into a relentless, terrifying push. Morphs are the stuff of nightmare, and they will break your mind long before they break your body. Some are invisible until they are already breathing down your neck. Others slip past the motion sensor undetected. Some grow faster when you're not looking, stalking you from the shadow, and some will flood the map with choking fog, blinding you before they strike. Morphs adapt to their environment, evolving their abilities mid-match to counter any threats to the nest. Diving into the abyss in Beneath, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs. This air-pounding, Lovecraftian first-person survival horror adventure promises no ordinary descent. It will plunge you into the unknown, where the ocean-crushing depths hide horror beyond comprehension. Encounter eldritch abomination that defy reason and unravel a story steeped in mystery, suspense, and mind-blending twist. This is a horror that crawls under your skin and stays there until you shower. Hopefully, you shower, I mean. Maybe you should go take a bath about that. Every breath, every bullet, every moment counts. Scavenge for dwindling supplies, manage your oxygen levels, and fight to keep your sanity intact. As the horror of the deep closes in, will you conserve your resources or risk it all to survive? The choice is yours. Slip through the shadows, avoid detection to preserve your precious resources, or face the horrors head-on in an adrenaline-infused combat. Each decision could mean the difference between your descent and, yeah, you reloading the save file. Strap onto your specialized deep-sea dive suit and explore the eerie, pressures-filled abyss. Navigate abandoned research station, uncover hidden truths, and push the limits of your oxygen supply as you piece together terrifying puzzle lurking beneath the waves. Face a relentless array of enemies, from heavily armored soldiers to grotesque otherworldly monstrosity. Each foe demands a unique strategies, outsmart and outlast them. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe. Until the next time, keep your crosshair steady and your salt level high. Peace out, gamers.